102.1 KFMA, Oro Valley, Tucson, an Arizona Lotus Corp radio station.
Do you even smart speaker, bro?
Listen on your Amazon Echo device. Alexa, play Rock 102.1 KFMA.
You say it, I'll play it.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, October 25th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Arizona.
Seawall to strike away. Here he comes. Cave, a fly ball to right field. Over is Carroll. He's got it. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are headed to the World Series.
What?
The Diamondbacks have won the National League pennant.
Yes,
And the Fall Classic will return to the desert for the first time in 22 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was honestly, there's experts out there that are flabbergasted. We were talking about it with Spears leading up to this, and even Spears, and this is probably why the Diamondbacks won. It was betting against the Diamondbacks, right? And welcome to the bandwagon. And, and I'm hitching I'm on this bandwagon as well. You know, full disclosure, I can't necessarily name somebody on the team of the Diamondbacks, but I am now. Back to being a huge fan.
I can from 20 years ago. Randy Johnson was the last time I followed the Diamondbacks.
I know. Well, this is such a huge story, and it's a great Cinderella story. And it's fantastic to see Arizona back in the World Series after 22 years. They did talk about the last time that the Arizona Diamondbacks were in the World Series, and it brings back memories. I was actually talking with Mike on Mix FM this morning because it was very weird when we won the World Series the first time, if you recall, because it's less than 2 months removed from 9/11, and we were facing against the New York Yankees, and all of America, with many Arizona people included, were rooting for the Yankees because it was it represented the greater good. It represented America. We needed to come back on top. And this was New York. And so it was bittersweet, even as an Arizona boy, to be like, all right, our team that's been around for like 3 years just defeated America. Now, obviously, it was a tough battle for, all those fans, those diehards. That stuck through this entire time. What a great payoff. And just organization and the state as a whole. But like 2 years ago, they lost 100 games in a season. Ooh. And now this group of like an average 23 to 25-year-old guys, all personified team, and boom, made it all the way through to the World Series. Now they're going to face off against the Texas Rangers, and that's a huge story for Arizona sports. So later on, we'll have Spears come in and hopefully explain to us what the hell happened. And
because he counted them out. That's what happened.
I know. And it's such a great thing. And again, continue to listen to Spears sports picks and bet the opposite and become a billionaire. Then invest in this show. That is what I am suggesting to you. But Spears wasn't the only one who didn't think that the Diamondbacks had a shot. And I mean, most people didn't think I had a shot, but at least he didn't put his career on the line saying so. He was being professionally pessimistic, right? Which is fair. And nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And he still knew that when he would report on the Diamondbacks, he would still kind of talk about the fact that there's still a possibility. But there's some sports, reporters out there and personalities that didn't think that was a possibility whatsoever. There was one broadcaster named Mad Dog Russo, right? And he made this prediction, and he went so bold that he put it all on the line. And I'm very interested to see what will happen today. Listen to what Mad Dog had to say.
To make a long story short, I've been wrong in Arizona from day one. I'm stunned to beat Milwaukee. I thought they'd get swept by the Dodgers. I never thought they'd even go back to Philly for a game 6. I'll try it one more time. I would not be stunned if they won tonight. I would be floored. And I'll say this right now. I'll say this right now. And Bob Raceman, write it down. If they win the next 2 days, they win the next 2 games and win this series in 7 games. If they win, I will retire on the spot.
Oh,
Bold words.
yeah. And bold words. So what happened was the Diamondbacks won game 6 and they won game 7 and they are going to the World Series. So those bold words were words that it was a hill that he's willing to die on. Now, obviously, the internet does not forget. We'll see if Mad Dog will be a man of his word. Be like, hey, man, I understand you're trying to be entertaining and this was a long shot and you wanted to be this guy with this bravado, but you effed up hard.
Yeah.
And Diamondbacks did win. And now we have the receipts to say that you said you would retire. And I'm saying this because I want to give Spears more opportunity. It looks like there's going to be a job opening in sports radio. Mad Dog Russo has a pretty large hold of the Philadelphia market. That's a big market.
Yeah.
That's some big money, and I'm sure he could pile some good paychecks over the years, has a nice little retirement fund, but it looks like that retirement came early, bitch.
Yeah. As I say, welcome to retirement and your pension got cut in half. Goodbye.
Yeah. So, it's going to be a big deal. And congratulations, Arizona Diamondbacks. We're definitely stoked about it. We'll get caught up with Justice Spears a little bit later on in the program. We have so much going on today with tons of tickets to give away as per usual. So make sure you stick around. Let's kick it off with some Sublime. Got your morning moron coming up after Avatar. But here's Caress Me Down. Yeah, that's what the Diamondbacks girlfriends are doing to all the players right now.
Are.
Oh, baby, you go to the World Series. You're so sexy, Poppy. Ooh. All right, yeah, that's how I started off the show. That was our show open for this morning. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And welcome everybody on the stream. Andrew, I see you. Bobby, yes, we have KFMA concerts happening all the time. I know you're talking about KFMA Day. We're working on that as well. And thank you for checking out the stream. We're going to have the Black Moods who are going to be joining us on the stream here in a little bit. You guys know them because we've been playing the Black Moods here for a long time. And I have about like 6 different songs of theirs in the KFMA playlist. Their latest single, Saturday Night, was a banger, and I'll play that in a single song takeover as a reminder of the Black Moods for our audience. And they're headlining a festival that my buddy's throwing called Luna De Lago. Luna De Lago, which is a music festival that's on the shores of Lake Pleasant, right up there on the northwest side of Phoenix. And it's a fantastic lineup. So we're going to go through that. And Josh and Chico is going to be joining us. And I go way back with Josh and Chico, too. Yes, I see you, Bobby. And yeah, like KFMA and Fall Ball. No fall ball, obviously, we passed that. So Dusk Music Festival essentially is our fall ball this year. We're heavily participating in that and been promoting and giving away tickets for 311 who are headlining on that Saturday. And then as far as next year, fingers crossed, bro. We're working on it. It's complicated. I've explained it many times. You can check out the catalog, youtube.com/Beef Vegan, and subscribe to see some of the explanations as to what's been the holdup. But trust me, our hands have been tied on that. We do need a show called Beef's Balls. I wanted to do a small ball, like a smaller fall ball. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off this year.
And weren't you working on a hot sauce called Beef's Ball Sweat too?
Yeah. You know, which I talked to my buddy Travis Peters, Chef Travis Peters, and I was like, hey, yeah, what about doing it where it's like vinegar based and salt and vinegar? And he's like, yeah, that's pretty much every hot sauce is vinegar based. Like,
yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, it's good to know. But good to see you on the stream, Bobby. This is what we do each and every day. We have clips that we play as well from previous segments on the show, and it's fun to be a part of this podcast broadcast. And once I get Josh and Chico on, we're going to talk about all that. But I will get you set up with our morning moron as we're waiting here backstage. So today's morning moron was a fucking mind blower. Yes, dude. Like a legendary morning moron, probably one of the dumbest stories that we talked about all year long, and we're in October. So this is a candidate for morning moron of the year, and that's the setup for this segment. Check this.
Boy, one, you know the name of the show. Let's go.
Rock 102.1 KFMA. There you go. Avatar with the dirt I'm buried in. Real quick before we get into Morning Moron, you were asking me about rewriting a poem for ChatGPT, how to utilize this. And it's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually texting back and forth with Nikki from Mix last night. And because she's going out to the game on Friday with her son. And she also vented that, that she was helping her son learn long division, and it was frustrating to her. And trust me, I know like a lot of parents have been through this where you're trying to teach your kid something that you kind of forgot, and you remember that it's really frustrating and trying to be able to communicate it in a way that they understand. Because you're not a teacher, right? So I told her, I was like, again, I was like, you gotta utilize ChatGPT. Here's where AI is beneficial to you. Right. You got to go to ChatGPT, put in that long division question and ask it to explain it to you like you're a 10-year-old. And then Babuski, it does just that. And I wish I had that resource when I was younger. Yeah. My daughter may have better grades at this point. But so yes, as far as you needing to write a poem for like a Harry Potter themed poem, all you have to do is take a passage from that Harry Potter, or it's been around long enough, I'm sure it even has it in its database, and say, write me a poem.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's basically our cyber computer assistant. And I understand there's going to be people out there that are reluctant to change, or like, oh no, they're taking our jobs and our ability to think. Well, a lot of us couldn't think to begin with. So now we have the resources to be able to think, courtesy of our robot overlords.
Yeah. I mean, I just put it in right now. It says, imagine you have a big number, and it gives a whole explanation.
Yep. I know. And she was floored by that. And she's like, oh my God, you are a genius. And I was like, shh, don't tell no one. You got an image to maintain. If people don't think I'm a big dummy, they're not going to listen to the show. All right. Anyways, let's get into the Morning Moron. All right. Speaking of parenting, today's Morning Moron is a parent fail. A terrible dad. In fact, actually, I would hope that people like this don't breed. Just period.
Right.
Okay. Now, I mean, it's not as bad as I'm initially setting it up, but let me just backtrack and explain a little bit. He's a 30-year-old named Kobe Parker, and he called the cops on Monday night because he was concerned because he thought his child had been kidnapped. Now,
that's concerning.
Absolutely.
I can't find my kid.
Yes. And he loves his child enough to be able to call authorities and say, let's find my kid immediately. Please, my son is missing. He said that he left him in the car while he ran into the grocery store. And when he got back, his kid was gone. Yeah. Which, of course, every parent's nightmare.
Right.
Yeah. It's something that we see on the internet all the time, but we never really see in real life.
Yeah. Oy.
Well, cops immediately started searching because when it comes to missing kids, they don't F around. They were brought in a canine team. They coordinated with other police departments in the area. I mean, there was no resource that didn't go immediately answered and utilized to try to find this man's son. They also started looking through the store's security footage. And that's when they realized the reason Kobe couldn't find the car, or we couldn't find them in the car. And that's because he forgotten his kid at home.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Cops went to his house an hour later after he reported the child missing and found that the kid was all alone but fine. Kobe isn't, though. They breathalyzed him and found out he was drinking. His dumb drunk ass, so damn drunk, they actually driven to the same grocery store twice that day. His kid was with him the first time, but not the second time. And that's what tripped him up.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I know it's called Morning Moron, but every time we do this, I'm like, idiot, moron. Like, I have no other reaction.
Yes. I mean, he definitely earned the title. There's some mugshots you'll see in the broadcast of Kobe not even being smart enough to look into the camera.
Wow.
Yeah. So essentially, yes, he got so drunk that he blacked out one of the times he went to the store, and it just kind of confused both little trips and called 911. And now he has a slew of charges that are coming after him. They arrested him for drunk driving, child endangerment, and breach of peace. And I'm sure they could even sue him for, wasting money.
Right.
Yeah. So
wasting resources.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember the charge.
Yeah. Remember, you listen because I'm just a big old dummy. But for all those reasons and more, Kobe Parker is today's Morning One. All right, we're back here live. Yeah, I see Anthony. Where's JJ? Creepy Rick. Where is Creepy Rick?
Yeah.
Did we not give him an opportunity to be creepy enough?
Did him and JJ just run off into the sunset?
I think JJ's sleep schedules got screwed up, he's still active on Twitter. And so, I'm sure he's all good and just sleep schedule. Creepy Rick, on the other hand, I hope he's okay. What up, Taco? Good to see you as well. Still waiting and standing by for Josh and Chico from the Black Moods. And the fact that they're late is humorous as well. It's like, suck it up, boys. Come on. Let's go. Not only do we have a history and we're doing our Friends Music Festival and doing promo on that, but also, I'm giving spins of the Black Moods on commercial radio, which registers, which definitely benefits them, being national artists, it helps get their plays increased and money. They'll make like a percentage of a penny, I think. If I play, I don't know exactly what the rate is. So either way, they need to show their ass up for sure. Now they're not going to be able to perform live acoustically, which is unfortunate for them. But at the same time, when I was talking with the publicist, I'm like, well, doing this whole live performance on a stream, I don't know if the audio would hold up anyways. So I would have to play it by ear. We've attempted it and it hasn't necessarily been gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
So now that I have this secondary mixer, though, I'm excited about live in studio performances from bands who are here. Blind Channel, are they expecting to perform for us?
Yeah, they're bringing the whole band. I send you the list of what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't, I didn't look at the list. So why don't you give me the rundown? This is going to be tomorrow's broadcast. Blind Channel is a band that we're super excited about. And in fact, actually, I'll put them in the playlist as well.
They were on my playlist on Sunday. So they are there.
No, Mac has added them for sure. He's very high on them. He met them in Vegas as well, but the Dead Zone is the name of the song that we've played. In fact, actually, I'll play it here before this Beartooth. And they popped up on our radar when we were at the Electric Callboy concert up in Phoenix because we met their publicist / manager and checked them out, and they're fantastic. And so they did this showcase in Vegas where a lot of bands who are signed do like a showcase in front of different program directors from across the country to kind of be like, hey, here's who we are. This is what we sound like. Yeah. Consider us, right? And this was like Blind Channel was the band in Mac's eyes out of all the other bands that he met. And he met a lot of great bands that weekend. He's like, this Blind Channel band, there's something else.
And they're playing tonight at the Rialto, opening up for The Who. I will be going to check them out because I want to see them live.
Hey, happy early birthday, Taco.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, and partying all weekend. That's the way to do it. Birthday week for sure.
Oh, so. I do the birthday month. I wear a princess crown.
All month long? It's a little much.
I know.
I mean, my birthday's next month. Do you want me celebrating every single day?
Why not?
Yeah. My liver can't handle that nonsense.
Well, I don't drink, so that's why I'm good.
Okay. Well, all right. Then let's get on here to do a tease. All right, that's Stained, Lois, and Me, new music on Rock 102.1 KFMA. We got a lot of new music that we're going to play for you this hour, which I'm very excited about, like new music from Beartooth. That'll be coming up after the break. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be joined in studio by a band who is opening up for The Who at Rialto tonight. And we're very excited about Blind Channel. They're a buzz band that we've been geeking out on for the past couple months as they popped up on our radar. And we've added their single Dead Zone to our playlist. And just a reminder, this is what Blind Channel sounds like, as tomorrow morning they're going to be performing live for us right here on the broadcast. This is their song Dead Zone, Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so that's all I could play on the stream, as you know. Oh, it's the big 4-0, dude. What are you doing on Saturday then? You throwing a little party or something? You got plans there, Taco? Because if you want to come out to the Roadrunners game, I don't know if that's a big 40th celebration spot, but on Friday or Saturday, let me know. I'll hook you in and we'll make it a party. I know Nick's probably going to be there. Same thing for all you streamers. Let me know if you guys want to go hang out at the Roadrunners anytime this weekend. You know your Uncle Beef got your back. So, and that's only if for live streaming. If you're watching this on replay, don't hit me up in the middle of the night. Just kidding.
No, I need to get our family together and go to one of the Roadrunners games.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I think we tried to last year. It just didn't work out.
This Saturday would probably be ideal for the kids because it is Fright Night.
We're going to be at the Harvest Festival at the school.
Okay.
at the kids at school
All right.
or
Well,
volunteering and stuff. So
okay. Well, let me continue to plug Fright Night too, because nobody cares about all that details. Well, when is it? Does it go all night long? The harvest?
4 to 8.
Yeah, 4 to 8. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well, okay. I guess the puck drop is at like 7:05. Do
Mm.
you have to stay till after 8?
No, we're really strict about the kids' bedtimes. We really try not to
Okay,
mess with that. I know it sounds lame, but
no,
it has
no,
to be like
I'm
a Sunday game at like
done with
4.
the conversation. I'm bored with it. Like I love you, but like no, let's not.
I know you would look at me
stuff.
and not think that I was a strict mom, but when it comes to the kids' routines, I just am.
No, and you're right on that, but that's not what this podcast is being for today. Luna De Lago is the festival that's happening November 3rd and 5th at Pleasant Harbor at Lake Pleasant. And it's great too because the lineup is going to be pretty sick with a lot of people that you don't know of. Black Mood's probably being most notable for the KFMA audience, but it's a who's who for me personally. A lot of these bands, well, like our friends Banana Gun, who I played on the stream plenty of times, they're performing on there. Black Joe Lewis, that's a big get for Brennan. Monophonics, Black Moods, Emily Wolf, Wives, Debbie Cousins, Fayuka. Those are all some bands that are going to be on the show that I'm excited about this entire lineup. And Brandon, the guy who's putting on, he's an independent promoter. He owns Last Exit Live. This is definitely a passionate project, not a money grab. Definitely just like he wanted to put together just a great independent festival.
Yeah.
That's not same bands over and over again. You get a lot of that stuff, right? This festival, Luna De Lago, is going to have the best backdrop possible because it's right there. You got Lake Pleasant right behind the stage. So you're talking like an all-day, all-night festival that happens Friday, November 3rd through the 5th. You're going to see bands and hear bands. And in the backdrop, say like at sunset, you're going to see the sun go down over Lake Pleasant while you're jamming out to bands like Black Joe Lewis and the Black Moods.
That's dope.
Yeah, Spafford is closing it out on Sunday too, and they're like a jam band. And I don't know if you've ever been into jam bands, but I have, right? And I saw them at Apache Lake Music Festival on mushrooms one time, and I'm jamming, right? I'm just got a little dance, this little hippie noodle dance, and they blew my mind. And there was a buddy of mine who wasn't really into it. I'm like, you don't understand like how good they are as far as hitting all those different notes and kind of going all over the place. It was fantastic. And the Spafford is like a big band nationally. They're from, I think, Prescott, Sedona area, right? So they're an Arizona band, but an Arizona band that has national acclaim and has huge draw on that as well. So just in jam band circles. So it's an eclectic mix of bands Luna Del Lago is put together. And we're going to have our guests, the Black Moods, join us on the podcast broadcast because they're a part of it. And they're coming up next. So you can join us, youtube.com/Beef Vegan, or keep it right here because I got new music on the way from Beartooth. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, I did get an email, and I will have Black Moods on here soon. But luckily enough, we put together some great content this morning, and we got stoked about Diamondbacks. So let's get into our music news, shall we, Weirdo? All right, let's see. Music from Blink-182 When We Were Young. Let me ask you this. What do you think came first? Them being booked to headline the When We Were Young Music Festival or the song When We Were Young? Like, did they just get off the phone with their booking agent and say, guess what, guys? They're going to pay you $10 million to headline the When We Were Young Music Festival. And then Mark was like, well, let's write a song for them.
That sounds accurate.
And that's not even music news. Let's get into our music news. All right, what do you got for us, Weirdo?
Well, System of a Down is not coming out with new music, but Serj Tankian has got a book coming out.
I don't care, dude. Stop writing and shut up and sing. I don't mean to be disrespectful for Serj by any means, but again, just recalling the interviews from the other members of the band and how they've been pleading with Serj to go on the road and do more than one show a year and not just do the cash grab of Sick New World.
You're
going
right.
back to back. And essentially that's the same stage that Blink-182 just headlined for When We Were Young. Same promoters as well. I'm sure the book is interesting and congratulations and blah, 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 blah. But selfishly, shut up and get back with System of a Down and put out a new album.
Well, I mean, he does have an interesting story, right? Like he literally, as a child, grew up with bombs falling around his house, and then moving out to LA when he was 7.
Yeah,
and
respect.
Of course, and then of all the political activism that he's done, and then
Yeah,
of course
respect.
the crazy musical touring and just career that he's had that nobody was expecting, by the way.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, 40 million albums later sold.
Yeah, respect.
I know. But yeah, so the memoir will be out. It's called Down with the System in May of 2024.
Was it Down with System?
Down with the System.
Yeah, respect. All right. Well, I still wish that he would do some shows and play in Arizona too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Vegas and stuff, but again, we're giving out tickets for you guys to fly to Vegas to see a Raiders game. We're not eligible for that.
No.
And they're like, "Well, you can buy your own tickets." I'm like, "Okay,
Mm.
yeah, I could, I guess." If I finance it. What else you got in music news?
So just, in random like celebrity interactions, did you know that Keanu Reeves once received a bass guitar lesson from Flea himself from the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That doesn't surprise me. Hollywood is a very small town. It's
Mhm.
incestuous as well. So I'm sure they partied plenty of times, and Keanu's super cool. And I've heard plenty of stories of Keanu Reeves at a party just being super cool. And he, of course, with what is it? Dog Moon Breath, something like that. Is it his band? He's been a musician forever.
He has been a musician forever. So actually during an interview, he revealed that he was on a movie set with Flea.
Okay.
And he was like, "Hey, can you like give me a lesson?" He's like, "Sure, why the hell not?"
Yeah.
And he did a complex bass solo and was like, "All right, and how do I play this?" And Flea was like, "Just feel it, man. Just play." And I was like, "Yeah."
That's
you know exactly how that sounded, right?
Yeah, but exactly, like it didn't make a Keanu a better bass player at all. So Flea is one of the best bass players in rock and roll history. One of the worst bass teachers. You can't just go into a Flea solo. He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you want to learn how to play bass? Sure, go." Just like that.
Right.
That's how you do that.
And then put a sock on your junk. You'll be good to go.
You're like, "What? Your fingers move so fast. I don't know what you were doing." But okay.
Now, can you name the movie that Flea and Keanu Reeves were in together?
Yeah, this was Point Break.
No,
this was okay. Was it Speed?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh, did it come out in the last 10 years?
No. It came out in 1981.
I don't believe that.
My Own Private Idaho.
You mean 91?
91?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
well, 91.
Yeah.
Fine.
So that's good.
Apparently they got it wrong where I did my research.
Yeah.
It said 81.
Yeah, no, Google that. I mean, I don't think, Keanu was acting in 1981. I think you're still way too young. So 1991, My Own Private Idaho definitely seems legit. I'll give you a second to go ahead and Google
I'm
that.
looking it up right now.
Yeah, I know. I love being proven right live on the radio.
1991. Oh, God damn it.
You're damn right. You're damn right. Typos. It happens. It's all right. I mean, seriously, Flea was like, what, 15 at the time? And in his tweaker phase. So he wasn't acting with Keanu Reeves in 1981. 91 for sure, though. And that's a movie that's a forgotten classic. Anything else in music news?
Just a bunch of tours announced. Blink-182, they're going to be heading out. Glendale, Arizona. Tickets will be on sale this Friday. Greta Van Fleet is also doing a stadium tour as well in the spring.
Stadium
Stadium and arena tour. Yeah, they've got about 10 dates on the book.
Wow. Which markets are they doing stadiums for?
Not in Arizona.
Well, I don't think they would sell out a stadium in Arizona. So good. I mean, arena for sure, but the Greta Van Fleet
A lot of East Coast.
Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently Stained is also following our show because they basically are booking a mini festival tour, including Aaron Jones, Sleep Theory, Austin Mead, and Asking Alexandria. So 4 people we've talked to and been in studio are going to be going on tour with Stained.
Well, let's get Stained in studio then. There's
Right?
a cherry on top, dude. So
Yeah.
we'll reach out to them immediately. That's funny. What a great little lineup for them. And congratulations, boys.
And also Seether, I Prevail, The Struts, Dayseeker, Tim Montana. I mean, they're going out
So they're basically doing like a Lollapalooza type deal.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, you got my attention. Fantastic. All right. Well, let's hit the reset because we got to play some words from our sponsors, but we'll be back on the flip side with the opportunities for you to win tickets to either Tucson Roadrunners or Amigo the Devil. So stick around. It's Rock 102.1. All right. Hold on a second. Well, say that again, Jeff.
How about them kids yesterday?
Which kids? Oh, yeah. The kids at the game. I played a clip of that earlier, Jeff. That was insanely loud. How are your ears feeling this morning?
I'm sorry, say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's so. Did you go partially deaf or full deaf?
Oh, I had to go get the earplugs out, bro.
Yeah, dude. So Jeff's talking about the Roadrunners game, which I did have a video here I'll show on the stream of my intro, and they were at a high pitch. It was an interesting game as always, but still good, and we won, so it's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I love it they did the Let's Go Tucson, but then they learned fight. So
Yeah, I know. And it's interesting too because then the Roadrunners did get into some fights, and I'm wondering if they're gonna hold back from like the bloodthirst, because considering the average age is 11 inside this arena right now. But no, they didn't hold back.
yeah. Hey, I apologize calling you out of turn, but I just had to ask you real quick. I was in bed sick this morning, so.
No, I appreciate it. I hope you feel better, Jeff, and I'll see you this weekend.
All right, be safe.
You too. Yeah, so I got that video I'll show you here real quick. I thought that was hilarious. Here's the video in question of me introducing everyone. You probably saw it too. Today's a very special game at the TCC. We have students from all over Tucson attending this game. It's also the loudest game of the year, and we're not even filled up yet. Let's see how loud they get. So
yeah, it sounds like it's completely full in there, and it's not.
No, yeah, it was about half full. So not all the schools participated, but it was still a good crowd. And I was telling Weirdo the story of how I did an audible and said, hey, we'll do the chicken dance in front of this section right here because there's a bunch of kids with Dusty. What could go wrong? Well, they mobbed us like we're the Beatles, and in the middle of it, while we're waiting for the timeout, I walkie-talkied into my game ops manager, Ryan, who you guys met. And I was just like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh,
get me out of here.
Yeah, it's a problem. Security had to, they were concerned for us. And luckily, well, obviously, they were just kids and it was fine. But they did come in with a little bit of panic in their eyes. Like, are you guys going to be okay? Like, yeah, we're okay. We just, sternly said, go back to your seats, children. Now, I appreciate I appreciate you, Anthony, asking where's Mecca, where's Vegan Negan. I actually got a comment from Beth just last night. It was in the middle of the night too, and she's like, sorry your views are so low, Beth S. And she's like, yet to me you're so awesome. I hear you mostly on the radio getting ready for work and drive to work. Forget how awesome the behind the scenes are. So damn funny. Love it. Thank you. Yeah, so look, the live stream itself, we're going to continue to this is basically our content farm, and it's a very, very special, inclusive club. But I do understand that, people have lives and sometimes, it interferes with being able to participate the live stream. Maybe they watch the replay. The overall theme is not like we're not basing our success on the YouTube channel, growing it off of the live stream. We're going to be taking and repurposing these clips as we build up the content. And then that's how we're getting the larger reach online, and our numbers are growing. We're so close to 1,000. Our views are growing, our subscribers are growing in different areas. The live stream itself is going down at the same time. So that's an interesting dynamic, but something that we'll continue to work on. And we are going to start doing 2-hour podcast broadcasts starting on Monday. So that's something that will be a retrain for a lot of them. But 8 a.m. is when the podcast broadcast will start, and we'll go 2 hours each and every day. Just because there's been a lot of pre-recorded segments that I don't even get to now. To play on the stream, and then I'll be able to load up more guests in 8 o'clock hour as well, because our schedule is filling up a lot too. So
it really is.
These are good things, and hopefully we'll see familiar faces back in the chat while we do the live stream, like Vegan Negan and Mecca, and and I don't think it was anything personal. I don't think it was necessarily anything that we did, or it wasn't us sucking more than usual. I think on par, we've been our suckage continues to gradually drop. I think we continue to get a little bit better depending on the content, but it really personalities and streams, and it does affect me. It does bum me out sometimes to not have 1,000 people on the live stream, but It's something that we continue to push. Every other metric, though, continues to go up, and the interactions and the phone calls continue to go up. So, based off of that, there's no reason to feel like this experiment is failing at this point,
No, I
and
don't
I'll
think
be,
so.
I'm extra critical on what we do,
Yeah.
and I make a point of that, because you want to be hard on yourself. So you drive yourself to continue to be better, even when things are good.
Could the live stream just be that it's at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Well, people are working on that. And we've
Yeah.
always, if I went 6 to 10, I would quadruple the numbers, obviously, because there'd be more people checking in throughout the day. But, they don't want that. And I don't want to have, a bunch of downtime or dead air on the live stream. I want it to be just jam-packed full of content, laughs, and interaction. So we are live right now. Been waiting for our guests, Josh and Chico from the Black Moods. To be honest with you, kind of irritated that they are 28 minutes late on this, and I was gonna play Black Moods on the radio. I'm not gonna do it now. And then whenever Josh and Chico pop in, it'll be good. There is history between us, good history-ish, right? But at the same time, maybe it's only good on my end. Maybe it's not that great on their end. But if you want to be a professional band, which the Black Moods very much are, you gotta suck it up and you gotta be on time for these kind of things. You don't want to burn those kind of bridges. As good as they are, and they are one of the best power trios that I've seen live.
Yeah.
But they aren't, Green Day.
Well,
I can say the Black Moods, and I know who they are. Did you know who they were?
I did not.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So you need to approach every opportunity like it's an opportunity to earn a new fan.
Well, I mean, Danny from Asking Alexandria, who didn't even know that there was a second 9 on the clock. He was like, nope, still got to get up and go. Got to do the thing.
The ones who make it in this industry do that. They're the ones that are the most responsible. They do their due diligence. They're the nicest, and they know that this is a relationship industry. It just is,
right?
Because you never know who might have a personal preference and stuff. I get to cherry pick a song that I get to play for my single song takeover each and every day. That registers on a national scale, where people. Different program directors from all over the country see what we play. It all pulls up in their reports. So that's good. That's interesting. Instead, they're hopping on right now. Let's see. I know Anthony wants us to do a 4-hour stream because even if we want dead air, he's like, even dead air is better than nothing. But no, that's not true. And I know that my company doesn't want that. So because last time we did a 4-hour stream, things went bad. Let me talk about this. There's concert venues all over the country that are kind of bucket list concert venues that I want to go to. Like Red Rocks being one of them. That's a massive venue.
Yes.
I know, dude. Yeah. And I've had friends actually play it. I want to see backstage. I want the whole 9. I missed opportunities every single time, but I will definitely see a show at Red Rocks before it's all said and done. But do you know there's legendary venues out there that are haunted? Yes. And in the Halloween season, we want to talk about some of those, maybe add to your list, because Loudwire put together a list of this. We'll start off with the most haunted one. And I believe it's probably because the history behind this, it's one of the oldest. It's the Royal Albert Hall. Have you heard of this?
Yes, in London.
Yes. In 1930, a group of spiritualists went there to conjure the ghost of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And one of them claimed that she was pushed by 5 spirits.
Wow.
Yeah, they've also been reports of the ghosts of 2 Victorian women giggling in the corridors. Those are groupies back in the day.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Fantastic.
I mean, it's been around since, late 1870s? Early 1870s? It's been there forever. So, God, there's got to be so many stories.
So much history in there, right? Yes. So, let me show the screen here. So, you'll see a picture of the inside of this venue. And it look at this thing. I mean, I think it looks beautiful. It's basically there's a center stage pretty much. You get surrounded by fans on that, and the room is oval. And I'm heard the sound in this room is just immaculate. You can't get a better sounding room. Just the way that it was designed. I mean, it's a room that sounds so good that they kept it up for over 200 years. That's just impressive as hell.
Yeah, I've seen videos of them doing Shakespeare and everything, and they don't need mics because of the way that they designed it.
Yeah, dude.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. All right, here's another one. In Atlanta, Georgia, this is the Masquerade Ballroom. The Masquerade Ballroom, people claim to have heard screams of a woman who died in an accident there, and the spirit of a tall black man who also walks around turning on amps.
Oh,
Is it Jimmy? Is it Jimi Hendrix? Was he tall? But either way, he's like, let's crank this to 11. I need to be able to rock out in the afterlife.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's another one we got to add to our list here. Bobby McKay's in Kentucky doesn't look like much, but it does look haunted just from the outside. Kind of looks like a dive bar. Well, this is a dive bar that's legendary for the spirits that may potentially be there. Some say there's a portal to hell in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bobby's wife claims that she was pushed down the basement stairs by an invisible force, while a voice screamed, "Get out." So I don't know if every band needs to play this venue. Like I said, it does look like a hole in the wall in Kentucky. But if there was ever an example of a building that might have a portal to hell,
That'd be that one.
it does look like that, right?
Jeez,
Yes.
that's so and they still actively use that venue?
Yeah, but baby bands, stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll ask the Black Moods if they ever gone and if they played there. So it seems like a room that they would play in Kentucky. Maybe they're bigger in Kentucky. Let's see. The number 4th, the most haunted concert venue, is First Avenue in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So back when it was a Greyhound bus station, a woman reportedly hung herself in the bathroom after finding out her lover wouldn't be returning home from the war. Very sad story. And people still see her there, but she's dancing. So I guess that's the good news.
She's dancing?
She's dancing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. Let's end it with a better story that's not so. Ooh, this is a venue that I've actually seen, and I have not seen a band in the venue. But let's say, what is it? It's in San Francisco. Yeah, the Chapel. Look at this place. Now, I love music venues in San Francisco in general. Right, San Francisco is a fantastic city to be able to visit. But this venue in San Francisco was once a mortuary, so obviously there's all types of stories there.
Yeah,
one of those stories of this music venue that's supposedly haunted is the ghost of a little girl was even supposedly caught on security camera. Yes. So if you wanted to rock out and spook yourself out, then you would make your way to one of those venues. All right, let's keep this conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Josh Kennedy from the Black Moods is backstage. He's going to join us live. We're going to talk smack to him for being 34 minutes late, Josh. Yeah, I see you, bud. All right, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. We'll be back more on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Why is the Viper Room not on that list?
I don't know if it is haunted. You got Chico on there too. Can you hear me? The which room is not haunted?
Viper Room.
Are you sure your room's not haunted? Because you guys look like you're in the basement right now. Where's the light at? Chico, are you there? Can I see you? Yeah. You say the Viper Room's not haunted?
Hell no, it's not haunted.
Yeah, because you played there several times.
Maybe it's haunted because they're scared of paying you.
Nah, yes. So where are you guys at right now? You guys are in your studio? Is this your studio?
Yeah.
Dude, things have been going well. You've been able to load up on the toys. Let me get a little tour of that studio. It looks pretty good. It's looking better than my studio nowadays. I don't know if you guys remember mine from back in the day here.
I do. Look at your big, huge head behind you.
I know. And that's representative of my ego right now, Josh. Kind of a big deal down here. So, yeah. I do miss you guys. I'm stoked about you guys playing Luna Del Lago. So, I mean, that's always great to be able to do, festivals with Brennan. Because I know you guys you have history there with not only Last Exit Live and his other venue, Last Exit in Tempe.
They
but
got great
also,
merch, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell. But you've been on his
Brandon last night, so I've got his shirt on.
Is that why you guys are late? Were you partying? Are you like you were partying with Brennan?
I haven't seen him in like 2 weeks, so we kind of let loose last night, I think. Well, no, we went somewhere, didn't we? Oh, we went and saw
Dave Mason.
Yeah, we went to see Dave Mason at Celebrity Theater last night.
Oh, snap. So you saw Danny Zalisco, you were hanging out with that whole crew?
That's why we're so
It's his fault.
It's Zalisco's fault, man.
Blame it on Danny Z.
Yeah, no, I understand now.
I was getting off the airplane whenever he texts me, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm hungover or whatever it is that you're having to do with."
And he's like, "Get over here." I'm like, "Okay."
But we went literally hung out with Dave Mason. We were like, and it was cool because his keyboard player was the singer for Vanilla Fudge, which is like the first band to ever take Led Zeppelin on tour in 1968. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So you were hearing all different types of stories, huh?
Oh, dude, like it was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing.
Man.
Did you guys go to an old Italian restaurant afterwards and eat escargot? Did he take you there, or did you just hang out at Celebrity Theater? Because Zalisco is known to take his artists and his friends to this. I want to say it's like Avanti's. But I don't think.
Yeah,
Christie's.
we went there.
Did you really?
No.
Oh,
dude, when we got that party, we were partying, nobody was having anything to eat. I promise you that.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So, where were you flying in from, Josh? And why haven't you seen Chico in a couple weeks here?
I was home seeing the family in Missouri.
Oh, nice.
Because
Yeah.
we were literally on the road. I haven't been back to Arizona since April of last year, and then we came back in September. Because we played our last show was at the Roxy actually in LA on the 10th of September, and then we came back here and for a minute, yeah, and we've really been working on new stuff. So it was like the studio, and then see family, and like just because we're gearing up after. I mean, you know how the music business is. Once Thanksgiving hits till like January, nothing happens. So
right.
We put out the single. Oh, did you see my finger, by the way? You appreciate that, right?
Yeah, what happened with your finger?
I ripped my fingernail off. Like from like the top of it. I watched it. Like after it happened, it pulled the top of my fingernail off and it went like this. And I watched it go like this.
Ooh.
Oh, gross.
So is it affecting your play? Have you been trying to play guitar like that?
Last night when we got back here hammered was the first time I tried. So it was fine when I was numb.
No, yeah, doesn't count. Doesn't count. You know you were too drunk to feel that pain.
He's trying. He's like, I feel so good.
I was like, it's tears of artisticness.
I have I did say on the stream as we're anticipating your approach that and I stand by this, that you guys are one of the best power trios that I've ever seen live, and you made me a convincer. You convinced me of this, one of the Circus Mexes back in the day, but yeah, even seeing you rock out at JJ's and then be able to sound great and command like everyone's attention and have your songs and performance be so good at the sound setup JJ's is damn near impossible. The way that you guys did, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, this is a fucking $1 million act. If they can sound this good on this stage, and in every other stage, see that, with better stages that aren't makeshift drunk cantina stages. Obviously, they've been killing it, and so you guys have been grinding it out for forever. And
over the fence to get.
Yeah, we pride ourselves on the drunk cantina stages.
Yes, that's what you got to do. They literally have to climb a fence to get on the stage,
Oh
right? Yeah, but it sounded fantastic.
Look out for the rebar.
Yeah. And I noticed that you guys just released a new single. So we have Saturday night. In fact, actually, I'm going to play that here on the show in just a second, and I'll have you guys introduce it. But that's an older single, but your latest single that we have in radio. But you just released a music video here just the other day with Robbie Krieger of the fucking
Krieger,
Doors.
Yeah,
Krieger of the Doors.
Jordan's ugly mug. Yeah. Trip, man. Like we'd met Robbie a few years ago. We had the same booking agent for a little while, and we did we were on 3 shows of his, and his singer got sick, which was his son actually.
Oh.
And, actually I was working I was like at the merch booth selling shirts or whatever, and they asked Chico if he could sing. Like, Chico, can you come and
he's like, yeah, he comes to me, he's like almost puking. He's like, hey, can you sing? I'm like, no, but I know somebody who can.
Yeah. He comes up to the merch booth and he's like, hey, dude, I need you to come backstage. And I'm like, leave me alone. I'm signing CDs.
I'm working here.
And he's like, no, dude, they need you to sing. And then all of a sudden, it was like one of those cutouts from like a Looney Tunes cartoon character that was like in the wall. And I ran through it. And I was like, boom.
So would you sing like Doors songs?
Yeah. So I got up.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, Roadhouse was the first one I did with him. And so I got on stage because he didn't know. And Waylon is his son's name. He was a great dude, good singer too. But he's like, I just wandered on stage. And Robbie's like, Josh, do you need would you like a guitar? And I'm like, no, Robbie, you do the guitar stuff. I'm going to just hope I make it through this shit.
Yeah.
And I'm backstage just watching like,
Yeah.
this is the best day of my life.
And,
It is amazing. So did you have any trouble remembering all the lyrics for the Doors, or you just have it locked into your memory? Because obviously they're iconic.
Not Roadhouse. Roadhouse is just kind of in my DNA because we've been doing it since.
We played that.
Since we met. And so that was there. But so I just did Roadhouse that night, and then we did 3 shows with him. And then by the time we played Tempe at Marquee Theater, he wanted me to do a couple more. So I was like, so literally there's a picture in our studio.
Yeah, so this is just Roadhouse Blues, like a reimagined version featuring Robbie Krieger.
So somebody, I think Dave Major or somebody grabbed this picture. But you can see my I took this with us whenever we hung out with Robbie, and he signed it.
Nice.
But look, I put my backstage pass over the part where I'm holding my phone.
There you go. Good call.
Yeah, because I did like Soul Kitchen and some other songs with him, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know these songs.
I don't know these songs.
Now, when you did it, did you try to do your best Jim Morrison, or did you sing it like you sing it?
Yeah, I whipped my private parts out at the crowd. That's
Again, yeah, that's a very Circus Mexicus move. Yeah.
No, and I was just me. It was really cool because I was more like fanboying the whole time and thinking like, oh my god, the last guy to sit here and do this, other than that whole storytellers thing, was Jim Morrison. It's like that's when we recorded the song with him. We got to go to our manager's the one that put it together, and he I don't know how it happened really, because we had talked about Robbie and all that kind of thing, and then he's like, how would you guys feel about recutting Roadhouse with Robbie? And we're like, we were already there at the studio. We were already there. I was like, yes, we'll do it. And so we got to use pretty much most of the equipment that they used when they recorded it in 68 or whatever.
Really?
Wow.
So it was pretty much like us getting to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and plugging in and using all the instruments. It was really great.
Yeah, we
That
had to
is
play with all the
huge.
toys.
Yeah, everything was like old school. Like what was crazy about it too, because the manager of the studio that was there, there's all these cool like cases that had the Doors written on them, and like the stuff that they used when they played Hollywood Bowl. It's recorded. It's epic. And he said, I was like, these cases are crazy. And he said, I was just at Robbie's house, and he was like, help me clean out my garage. So he's gonna throw all that shit away. And he's like, just throw those cases away. And the guy's like, Mark's like, no, we're not throwing any of this shit away. Are you kidding me?
Right, dude.
Yeah. And so he's just like, I just brought the studio, and like, because like Jim's mic was there, and like these, it was incredible.
Densmore's cases, everything. Yeah.
So we got to. It was literally like a musician Candyland where we were, and
Or he's just like, this is just extra crap I have in a closet.
Yeah,
I get rid of it.
You weren't like, I'll throw it away for you on eBay, right?
we didn't care at all. It was insane. And so, and then another thing that was cool is like kind of the mess hall or wherever it was that we like ate, which is like this little room where we all just had lunch and stuff. On the wall, it was all these old school Doors just hung up like to the top of the ceiling,
like the Ed Sullivan stage when they performed "Light My Fire."
Yeah, it was good. And I asked him too. I was like, thinking that the Doors meant something. He's like, nah, it's some jackass who hung these Doors.
We got this out.
This is amazing. He's like, who cares?
We're
on Rock 102.1 KFM. We're on the FM side right now. Actually, I played just for the sake of time, I Need to Know, which is a fantastic song from Black Moods here. And Black Moods is our guest. I got Josh and Chico here, they're going to be a part of the Luna De Lago festival that's happening up in Lake Pleasant, which I'm very excited. Are you excited about this stage? You're going to have the lake as a backdrop, and a bunch of different musician friends here that are all doing this. Is this going to be your first show in Arizona in like like last couple months? I mean, you said you haven't been performing here. You've been on tour everywhere outside of Arizona. So
Yeah,
with this one, it's November 3rd through the 5th. I think you're on Friday the 3rd. Is that going to be your first show in months here?
Yeah, it is. And
It's the last show of ours for the year for sure.
and it's
Yeah.
I think so. We got some other things, but yeah, it's gonna be cool because it's like a high school reunion.
Yeah, we get to hang out with all our homies.
Yeah, all of our homies that we don't get to see, and yeah, it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it's really exciting too because we played out there before. We've done a couple of festivals at Lake Pleasant, and the backdrop is just incredible. Like you can't get any cooler than Lake Pleasant how it is, and Brandon's just a badass. So we know it's good.
Do you know what time you're going to be on stage? Is it going to be full night, or are you going to have the sun setting as backdrop going in tonight?
I think we're on right as the sun is setting.
Actually,
that's going to be sick.
We go on at 8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's right as the sun is setting, because Arizona, right? I mean, no, what's great too? Oh, he's giving you the death look.
That's why I'm wearing sunglasses right now.
I mean, I'm sure you guys been on plenty of stages where you have a fantastic, beautiful backdrop. I've seen you on a few just down in Mexico, Rocky Point, or whenever you play Circus Mexicus or any of your shows there. Now, you guys been on a nonstop tour around the country, huh? You guys been staying busy. Who are some of the bands you've been playing with and some of the rooms that you've been playing with? Where are you most surprised that you get love for the Black Moods in the country?
Wisconsin always surprising. That's like
Wisconsin.
It's so crazy how like we go to every other state and we get so much radio love. It's nuts. And then you come home and they're kind of like, yeah, hey guys,
we play you here. You know what I mean? In Tucson, I've been.
You guys rule KFMA. You guys rule. You guys do show some love. They're like, it's
Josh. I've been playing the Black Moods for a decade now. You know what I mean? So, I go way back, like a car seat with you guys on music and stuff. All these other radio stations, I'm glad they picked up on it. But to be honest with you, you guys started at the tail end of the kind of Tempe movement with the Gin Blossoms and things like that, kind of, right? And I thought there was a possibility that kind of missed the wave there. So, I mean, I didn't know that you guys would be able to break through to that next level. So it was even mind blowing and surprising, but well deserved.
We like that too, because when you do think about it, it's like it's the Blossoms, Jimmy Eat World, there's just even I'm just talking about radio love and that kind of thing. So there's not been a big push from a Tempe. There's not. You know how Tempe kind of runs. It's like everybody that's in Tempe is in 18 bands.
Yes,
Yeah. So we're
very incestuous.
We're the only three guys that are like, nah, we're gonna stay here in our little nook.
Yes, and you're one band, and concentrate on being one band, and in the process became one of the best power trios in rock and roll today, legitimately.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
that comes from that too. It's like where it's if we're not out playing somewhere across the country, we're in the studio together. So that's what makes the band so tight. Is like it's just us. And what you're saying was going across the states. It's really surprising to go to Chicago or Florida, Idaho, all these kind of crazy places, and they were known there. It's blows my mind.
Well, we walking down the street like, are you in the Black?
Yeah, we're like, money. What? What I do?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're walking down the streets of Tempe in a Black Mood shirt, waiting for someone to ask you.
Yeah, you're like,
it's blinking.
Let's my face on a t-shirt.
Yeah, we're gonna continue the conversation on the podcast broadcast here as Black Moods are currently in their studio. So we're gonna take a peek at their studio where they record all their music. Be back with more with the Black Moods right after these words on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Now we're just on the stream part. So that was on the FM side, and we're going here. So, but the only difference between KWSS and this now is that I gotta play commercials, right? So I'm obligated to get my commercial shit in. But I'm telling you, like since I've been down here and everything's been kind of growing in a weird way, now I'm starting with the success of the show. I'm starting to get more and more freedom and liberties to be able to start like putting in the music I want to hear in my show and things like that. And so now it's very much like KWSS. And the same thing, like I get no resources. I'm pretty much doing it all, like with my friends on our own, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about this
Hey, we
studio.
know all about that, dude.
I know. Let's talk about this studio because I am impressed with this studio in the background because what's the label that you guys are signed on? You guys are signed on major, right?
Steel Horse. It's
Yeah,
an
Steel
indie.
Horse. Yeah,
It's an-
Andy, but still, yeah.
It's they take good
Was
care.
Steel Horse always the label? They're the ones that help kind of get you push and on radio.
Yeah, I mean, we went through a thing where we were signed with Sony for a little bit, and we thought that was amazing. And then we're like, oh my god, we're signed with a major. And then, well, we were signed with Century. It was kind of
Century Media.
Yeah, it was kind of a mid-level label, and then they got bought out by Sony. So we're like, oh my gosh, and our manager at the time was like, now you're signed to a major, and we're like, holy shit, this is going to be amazing. And it wasn't. It was
No.
I got lost in the cracks of this whole merger, and we're like, fuck this, fuck this.
I think you just did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we were like, fuck this.
No,
And-
you could say fuck this on the stream. Yeah, we're good. But when I say Rock 102.1, we'll be back on the FM side, and
Gotcha.
and then that's when you
so we
can't
were
say.
just like,
Yeah.
we were kind of over. I mean, they didn't show us any love. They just, we're movers and shakers. We sitting still is not part of our game. So I'm looking at myself right now. By the way, you look great.
No, this full
Vegan now?
this full stream, full screen for the audience.
Oh
You're my
God,
guest. Look, they
mean-
see my ugly mug everywhere, right? So I'm
Yeah.
trying to give them something different here.
I know, but I said you look great. Like, are you full vegan now? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, as far as losing weight,
You
yeah.
look great, dude.
You saying I look like you?
No, I look puffy and hungover.
No, but yes. Well, I appreciate that. Yes, I feel like I'm into my sexual peak. So if you have any Cougar
hell
fans
yeah.
out there,
Well,
yeah,
definitely hope you'll be at the festival then.
yeah. I can't bang you again, Josh. It's a one and done thing,
Well,
Oh, this is. I'm sorry.
Guy.
I am the rudest, co-host
this
ever.
is every time.
Yes, this is my good friend Weirdo. She is not just the token chick in the stream, and I'm sure she has a question. Go for it, Weirdo.
Well, just talking about the Luna De Lago festival, like you guys are playing the first night. Are you going to stay the entire weekend to finish enjoying the festival as fans?
Well, I think we have some prior engagements as far as studio goes that we might have to take off for, but we're gonna stay as long as we can because we haven't seen a lot of those cats at all. Like we're all, it's so funny. Like, oh, go ahead.
No, it's seriously like a high school reunion with a lot of the bands. So
yeah, and we've been. I mean, it's so funny because when we're out and we do a lot of radio, we just flew to Madison, Wisconsin for JJO and did a radio morning thing. It was like 7 a.m. But they're so good to us. It's worth the flight.
You gotta do that kind of stuff. Do they fly you in on their dime?
Yeah. So
Those
they
motherfuckers-
and
Wow,
then,
they've got a budget.
Someday, Weirdo.
Someday.
Someday.
This is what we're going for.
Yeah.
But one of the questions is, what's the Phoenix, scene like? Because everybody just assumes that because we're our production office is in Tempe. So everybody's, they're always like, hey, we don't know. We're gone so much. We don't get to hang out with our friends, anymore, that kind of thing. Like we're our friends because we're always on the bus. So,
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to be at Luna De Lago to hang out with everybody. And especially Brandon. We love that guy. He's the best.
Yeah, and he is put together. I mean, honestly, festivals like Luna Del Lago, which is November 3rd through the 5th up at Lake Pleasant, and you can get more information. I'm posting on my social media as well for Luna Del Lago, which the Black Moods are performing on. It is a fun festival for all the artists involved, because there's nationals on this festival, but it's a lot of Arizona-based, festivals. And like Josh and Chico were saying, it's like a high school reunion. It is a brotherhood, a sisterhood, and a community of these musicians. And, it's a lot of hugs backstage. It's a lot of support, a lot of motivation and inspiration. And that's what these kind of events that Brennan from Last Exit Live put together. So I'm happy that even with all the national success, that you still come home and do these kind of events like Luna De Lago and like Circus Mexicus, and you still come back and show your love to the home base, which is been Tempe and just Arizona in general.
That's what made us, and that we're appreciative of that, and it's not lost on us at all. Like, especially because Arizona's the best state in the world. Like we love everything about Arizona, so we're definitely Arizona boys. But it's going to be a blast, and you couldn't pick a better venue to have a festival. It's killer,
and the weather just broke yesterday.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, it's the first weekend of November, so that is ideal in a lot of different ways. So
it's going to be absolutely gorgeous, and we're getting there early because we have, I don't know, 5 different people are like, we have boats.
Everybody wants to go on a boat.
Yeah.
We have to play at 8 o'clock, right? Like,
boats and shows. It's just all about boats and shows.
Boats and shows, bro.
Yeah. Hey, so the last we heard you on our station, we've been playing a Saturday night, and this was released, at least 6 months ago or something. Well, what's next for the Black Moods? What can we expect from you before we wrap things up on the FM side?
Well, we just put out Roadhouse, of course, with Robbie, and then that is kind of going to go because the video came out, and then we have a couple shows until the end of the year, and then we have a whole new record done. And we've actually been working with the Bruno Mars camp on single. Yeah, we wrote we have a video in the can, and it's next level stuff. So we're really
got
excited.
Bruno Mars in your video? Is that what you're saying?
No,
or just the camp? Okay.
Don't misquote me, Beef. I'll come through this camera. But we worked with some of the people that he worked with, and because we write together all the time. It's just us three. So our manager's like, what would you think, about writing with some outside people? So, us, we're like, is there beer? Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And so
you got that new album.
Yeah, so we got a new album and a new single. Everything's going to come out after the first of the year. So we're stoked.
Nice.
Stuff
all right.
already in the books.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have on the FM side. Well, let's keep it going on the stream here for a couple minutes, and we'll wrap things up with a bow. But I'm excited to see you, Luna De Lago Festival, November 3rd through the 5th. It's a music festival that's right on the shores of Lake Pleasant. I'll give you more information on my social media page. The Black Moods, everybody, thank you so much. I'm excited about that new album, and whenever you're ready to drop that, you know where to go. Right here. Right. All right. That's all the time we have on the FM side. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later.
Hey, Robin
Nash.
Inside the beef, soon will come and
yes, the legendary Robin Nash is following me up. It's funny too because I wanted to be on the edge. Obviously, when I was in Phoenix, that was my goal, right? To have the morning show on the edge and have Robin follow me, and that didn't happen because the edge imploded. And now you fast forward. And I am the morning show that goes on before Robin Nash. And she loves it. And Robin is a fan of us and what we're doing. So to actually be show her, because for a while I was just this maniac that was doing a radio show out of my house that was pissing off people in radio. And they just thought they're like, oh, this fucking loser. And then she started watching the show and knowing, she's like, oh my God, Beef, you're really good. And I'm like, I fucking know, Robin. I've been telling you guys this for like a decade now. What are you talking about? But yes,
we've known Robin a long time. She's always been good to us. She's so sweet too. When we first went to radio with Belladonna, when that first single we went to radio with, she's always the one I would call. And but we didn't work alternative radio. We went to active rock.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea. So I called her. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? We're going to radio, blah, blah. And she's like, yeah, sweetie, not to my radio. You're like, shit. But she's always been so nice to us. And, hey, I got to ask, did you actually get Randy Newman to do your theme song?
Randy Newman?
Who did your theme song?
It does sound like, no, you know what it is? It's a clip from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And
that's what they did too. They took whoever did that is like, because I just watched Toy Story with my son, and like it's so funny. And I was like, Randy Newman is the goofiest singing son of a bitch ever. And it was like, "Well, who gives a fuck?"
That would be next level stuff if I get right. I mean, I would have them remix it, but
You have to pay that fucking Pixar money for that shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we have zero budget whatsoever. I mean, I pay for this stupid stream.
But
But
us down to Tucson.
yeah, I know. Well, I'll pay for the Greyhound tickets, I guess. We'll do a GoFundMe. We have some budgets. When are you playing in Tucson next? Do you have anything on the books? Because I know sometimes you play the Rock. I reached out to you last time.
The last time we played the Orpheum, right?
What? No, the Rialto.
Rialto, sorry.
Oh
Rialto.
yeah, the Rialto. Yeah,
That
no,
place-
I tried to reach. That was it with Roger? Or was that a headline?
We headlined, yeah.
Yeah, I was reaching out to you. Well, next time you do that, make sure we link up and stuff because we were doing a big push on, of course, obviously, like Showing Love. Were you surprised that Belladonna was pushed so heavily on active rock and not on alternative? Because in ways, it just, it's guitar, bass, and drums and vocals, and there wasn't it's not like a lot of crunch, so
Dude,
it's just a rock song.
It boils down to money. That's what it is. It's like we found out we're like, because we're an alternative band, which is what it is. But
Yeah.
active rock is and I'll get the shit to say it at this point because it's such a pain in the ass. But active rock is the cheapest avenue to go at radio. Anything else is expensive. You got alternative is expensive.
Because
AAA
it's
is
pop.
expensive. Yeah,
Right.
it's like you take. I mean, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to go at radio with a song.
They do a radio campaign, is what you're talking about.
They say Taylor doesn't exist. Yeah, it does.
Bullshit.
It does.
It,
because, like,
it does feel like that, right?
oh my god, and that's why everybody's hands are like they get the more pie at you because like they need that. That's why it's more expensive because everybody with streaming and all that stuff. That's where it's at. Like everybody's dumping their money more in digital campaigns and marketing versus paying some guy to go to your radio station and be like, "Hey, remember me? I hung out here and we used to do coke off the bathroom toilet in the 80s or whatever." Nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Thanks. So,
But why, you got any?
yeah, we're gonna go to the bathroom.
Hey, I'll just increase your spins if you bust out, But no, you're right. Yeah, it is a weird campaign, and it's funny too because and I'm gonna start a specialty show on this, but it seems like these program directors aren't paying attention to streaming numbers when they should, because there are bands out there that are getting themselves over and getting massive numbers, and then they're late to the game basically when they finally do make it to radio. Be like, no, they've already been like a household name now for like 18 months.
Yeah, and then at that point they're like, why should I give you 50 grand or 75 grand whenever I'm already doing these streaming numbers and nobody cares?
And then Tool comes out with a goddamn 9-minute song.
Yeah, that's
And fucks you.
when we put out.
Yeah,
that was a big thing too. We put out because the last
I think it was
song,
Saturday night.
the last song we went to radio with, which you have to put your radio campaign together. You got to hire your radio guy, and it's all this bullshit. And, and they're like, "Oh, well, we went to radio and we spent this money, or the label did, thank God." But then they're like, "Oh, well, shit, sorry, we can't add you this week because Tool put out a 9-minute song, so it took up 2 spots." And you're like,
yeah.
What the shit? And so here we are. It's like that's why we broke top 40, but to risk it, they're like the radio guys like, well, we need another 25 grand and maybe we'll push you to top 20. And you're like, how is this legal? How is it even fucking legal? I don't get it.
No, I know, and it is a bunch of bullshit because it is like, well, if you give us another flyaway, then maybe it's all like little hand things. And
it's guys like us that are on the road, like just paying gigs to put gas in the bus.
Right.
And you got these guys that are flying everywhere and like hanging out and like, oh yeah, we're working radio. It's like, what are you actually doing? Like, unless you're giving handy J's and fucking, whatever the hell it is, it's like, I mean, I'll pay for somebody else to give a handy J. I won't give him a handy J.
Yeah. That's how you got him in the band in the first place. But no, yeah. So like the way that they get away with not having it be payola, because payola weirdo is against FCC regulations. It's against the law because that's how radio was established. They found out that record labels were paying DJs to play records, and DJs independently were their own program directors. So they put a kibosh to that. Now, the way they get away around that is now these publicists that do the radio campaigns will then fly into town, take the program director out, buy him a steak dinner, fucking blah, 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 blah. Be like, what can I do you for? Oh, you need to do a concert promotion. I'll pay for that. So that way it's not money going into somebody's pocket and then it's legal. But at the same time, it's fucking payola.
But you're paying that radio guy, like, he's like, well, my retainer is $3,000, $3,500 a month. Like, to go and jerk off the guy at the radio station, which nobody has control anyways. Clear Channel or iHeartRadio is the one that decides the programming anyway.
Yeah, well, for about 50%, 60% of the market, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, there's still clusters out there kind of doing it, and it is.
What it is. Like, that's like what we just like JJO, for example. And I think are they a sister station?
They're Lotus.
Oh,
are they Lotus?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm Lotus. Yeah. Whoa, wait. In fucking Wisconsin?
Yes. That's like
really?
There are like they love it.
Like, and Springfield.
Q102 as well. So you guys, Q102 and JJO, that's you guys are our homies. Like
nice.
They get in trouble because their DJs are good friends of ours, and they love our band, which is so cool.
Play our shit.
They're like, we get so much trouble because the program director will be like, the moods aren't up for another, and he's like, I don't give a shit, and joins the phone and plays us. You know, it's nice that he's like I risk my job for you guys, and so that means a lot. You know, to have that. Maybe try that, Steve.
I do that. Are you kidding me? I get in trouble all the time for a minute. Yeah. And honestly, like they gave me this position with the expectation I would fail within a year. So they gave me a dead man walking contract, and that's a long story. Yes. And they gave me zero resources. And what I did was essentially what I did in Phoenix with KWSS. I just started recruiting volunteers to build a team around me. And then went from there, and with zero, like no money, no nothing. I'm going paycheck to paycheck, bro. You know, like I still built it up and went from last place to first place in this market. And they're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you guys haven't been paying attention this whole time. Like when I came down here initially with my resume, like when I told you and I showed you everything I was able to accomplish, like you don't realize that was with 3 watts, and I'm being a single dad, and it's out of my house with and I'm like working multiple jobs. Like you don't understand how difficult that is. So give me a fucking actual radio station and give me an actual budget, and let me show you what the fuck I can do. They still haven't done that, but my contract's up at the end of this year, and then it's the fuck you pay me contract renegotiation.
You know, that makes me want to Denzel Washington you.
Which explain that which Denzel Washington reference. What do you mean?
My man.
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's my Denzel.
You know, it's same thing though. You know, like what I'm doing, what you're doing is the same thing. We're like literally in the industry. We are passionate about what we're trying to do. And there's obstacle after obstacle, but to be able to kind of
keep it alive. I love that.
Yeah. Well, you know, honestly, if you weren't making good music to get people tuned in and coming out and doing these shows and then working together and collaborating like you did with JJ and stuff, it's mutually beneficial and definitely appreciate it. So it's fantastic. I love seeing your studio. Hopefully I'll see it when I'm up in Phoenix one of these times. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys Friday.
Are you coming to Luna? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna MC it the first night, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll. Well, I mean, you won't be there Saturday anyway.
First night, right? We're Friday.
Yeah. So I'll be up there doing stage announcements, like the bathroom's to the left, beers to the right.
In the corner.
Yeah, I don't know if Brandon wants to make me the honor, like, because he hit me up and he's like, dude, I realized he's like, I have all these like stage announcements I have to do, but I don't have like somebody because PC passed away, right? And he's like, can you do this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And so I guess it'll be the honorary PC role, which is a huge honor. And shout out and love to PC, who is a Tempe icon who passed away earlier this year. And we showcased the music festival that Yucca put together for that and Brennan. And it was huge. So yeah, yeah, so
Robin Wilson and the Jim Blossoms at that thing. That was really cool.
yeah, it was such a good love fest there, and that's just another example of that Tempe music scene that you guys are a part of. So, I mean, you're right. It's more than a high school reunion. It's a family reunion.
It is, and it's we're super excited because again we're so removed from the Tempe scene and what we grew up with and
what made us.
Yeah, because what really broke us was the first last exit there on Southern and Baseline.
Yeah.
Southern Mill. And we did some dirty shit there. And it was great. But that having this come around and getting to come back home and play such a cool festival with Brandon is everything to us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it does say a lot too that you do continue to come back and that relationship's still strong because I've definitely seen bands where they've made it to that next level and left everything that helped them behind. You know what I mean? Like they don't go and still establish those relationships and stuff. Because I mean, there's times where you didn't have to do a Circus Mexicus again, but you wanted to. And you're a part of that community.
Yeah, it's fun, man. That's the whole reason we do this because we like to have fun.
Yeah.
It's not lost on us at all.
Yeah, everything we do is fun.
Yeah.
Make sure it's fun. And
if not, let's go punch a clock or something. Cook some fries.
Which we've done before. And it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. No,
yeah,
I
not fun.
With my best friends and
yeah,
this next weekend at Luna is going to be we're going to have fun with our best friends that we don't get to see because we're so busy.
And
literally we have that's our weekend because then everything else is until we find out what our touring schedule is after the first of the year, we're locked in and going. We're not out playing or on a bus. We're in the studio just trying to get our shit together.
Yeah, well, that's good. It's staying busy. Well, I meant it too. Once you're ready for the campaign for the release of the album and the single and stuff, obviously you're gonna do your radio campaign, but you could skip a step, send it my way, send it Mac's way.
You're coming first. You're at the top of our list, Bob.
I'll take it. I'll spin it first too. You give me the blessing to spin it first. I'll do it during drive time. That's what we do.
Please, you definitely you're the top of the list, my friend.
I dig it. Well, I look forward to hanging out with you here on I'll let you guys go. I got people popping in anyways. But I will see you guys next weekend.
Yay. We'll do dirty shit on our bus.
Yeah, you gotta check out the bus.
Yeah, because you're riding on the bus now and all this stuff. Well, there's a lot of other catching up we gotta do, and we'll make sure we do this again soon during your downtime. So we'll figure it out because this is just kind of like scratching the surface of a lot of stuff. Do you have anything left that you want to ask real quick?
No, I mean, I'm absolutely enjoying the stories about Robbie from the Doors. Holy crap, that's amazing.
That was a while ago. There's crazy stories of it.
But still, to hear that he's just like that, it's just storage. Like, this is history.
What's nuts about it is like when we came in, because we were in his studio before he got there, and he walks in and he's like, "Hey, Josh, check this out." And he pulls out this Les Paul. It's a $500,000 Gibson. And he's just like, "Here, check this out." And he's like, "I bought this in whatever fucking year it was." And I'm like, and I swear to God, like the sun peeked through the windows and shone this thing. And it's like, like, holy shit. And his engineer there at the studio was like, Marco. Yeah, Marco was like, here's this $1. So then they took a picture of me handing Robbie $1 for the guitar. I've got a picture of it somewhere. And another fucked up thing too is that the day before the video in the session, Robbie knocked his front tooth out. So during all if you look in the video, he's missing his front.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with that.
And he's fucking Robbie Krieger. He's like, I wrote "Light My Fire." I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I'll pop in a minute. All right. We'll end it on that note. Unfortunately, I'm being pulled out of here. But
all right. Well, we appreciate you guys so much. We can't wait to party with you at Luna De Lago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chico, Josh, thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you guys here soon.
All right. See you. Bye, guys.
Peace. All right. Thank you guys for watching this live stream and replay. Don't forget to like.